I think one of the most difficult questions in the IELTS speaking test right now is this: sunglasses. So in this video, we're going to look at 2 questions about sunglasses. Do you often wear sunglasses? And do you spend a lot of money on sunglasses? And I'm going to show you how to give a perfect answer and get Band 9 in your IELTS speaking test. So, if that sounds good, let's get started. I'm Francis from Last Minute English, and usually I don't wear sunglasses in my videos, and I'm gonna take them off now actually. What we do on this channel is help you to pass your English exams like IELTS and Duolingo and reach advanced level English. So if that sounds useful, make sure to subscribe now. So first, let's talk about some vocabulary. So I've got 3 types of vocabulary I want you to use in your answers. The first is to give strong emotions, to use exaggerated language, because that's the way that native speakers talk. We talk in very extreme ways. We don't say it's cold, we say it's freezing. We don't say I'm hungry, we say I'm starving. So one example you'll see in my answers is I say it's absolutely ridiculous. And what I really mean is this thing is not very good. But I say it in a strong way and it sounds more natural. The second tip I can give you is to use specific vocabulary. So that's a much better way of showing your high level English. For example, we've got the word gloomy. Gloomy means when it's very cloudy. But if you say cloudy, it's okay. If you say dark, it's okay. But gloomy is very specific. Cloudy and dark. So that's a really good high-level word. And 2 more to talk about price. We have prohibitively expensive. So expensive we know, but prohibitively expensive means it's so expensive that you really can't afford to buy that thing. And the other one is mid-range. So mid-range means not very, very cheap, not prohibitively expensive, somewhere in the middle. Then finally, we can use some colloquial language. That means things like idioms and things like collocations. And that shows that we have a good understanding of English and it helps us to get those higher vocabulary scores. So, 3 phrases. The first one is cheap as chips. Cheap as chips. It means cheap. It means low cost. But instead of just saying cheap, we can say, oh, that's cheap as chips. Then number 2, spend a fair bit on something. That means to spend a lot of money. But we've reduced the feeling a little bit. That's kind of sometimes how British people talk. Ooh, I spent a fair bit on that thing. Then finally, gathering dust. If something is gathering dust, it means you put it away and you're not using it. And it's just sitting there like being useless, being not used. It is gathering dust. So that's our vocabulary. Now let's take a look at the first question. Do you often wear sunglasses? And you can see my answer here on the screen, and you'll notice that some of the words are bold. Those are the words that either are important for the meaning or they have a strong feeling. So we're going to emphasize those, stress them. Then the other type is words that are underlined. Those are words which are not too important for the meaning, so we're going to say them quite quickly. Okay? So I'm going to read through sentence by sentence. We're going to talk about it. Then at the end, I'm going to read through the answer again and give you a chance to copy me. So, first of all, well, I live in a, so it's not live in a, it's live in a. It's like one word, live in a. I live in a place that doesn't get a huge amount of sunshine for most of the year. So we've said huge amount, like a lot. It doesn't get a huge amount of sunshine for most of the year. So of the is very often shortened to other, most of the year. In fact, it's usually quite gloomy. So for about becomes so for about 8 or 9 months of the year, of the year, my sunglasses sit in a cupboard gathering dust. My sunglasses sit in a cupboard gathering dust. But then I do use them during the height of summer. That's like the middle of summer. The height of summer, another good piece of specific vocabulary. I do use them, stress on do. I do use them during the height of summer because that's the time we get loads of sunshine. Loads of sunshine. But actually, and listen to this carefully, come to think of it, what that means is when I think about this, come to think of it. But it's not like come to think of it. It's all squashed together. Come to think of it. But actually, come to think of it, I do sometimes use them in winter when the sun stays quite low in the sky. I use them in winter when the sun stays quite low in the sky, and can. So it's not and can actually be blinding. So like the sun is coming at you like that, and you go, oh no, I can't see anything. And can actually be blinding because of the angle that it's coming at you. So yeah, I suppose I do use them fairly often actually. Okay, so that is our Band 9 answer. It's got great vocabulary, it's got great grammar, and now let's practice making your pronunciation and your fluency perfect for it as well. So I'm going to read each sentence. After the sentence, I'll leave a short space. I want you to stop the video and I want you to say it yourself, okay? And you can practice as many times as you like. So, well, I live in a place that doesn't get a huge amount of sunshine for most of the year. In fact, it's usually quite gloomy, okay? Pause the video and say it yourself now. Good. So for about 8 or 9 months of the year, my sunglasses sit in a cupboard gathering dust. Your turn again. But then I do use them during the height of summer, because that's the time we get loads of sunshine. Good. But actually, come to think of it, I do sometimes use them in winter when the sun stays quite low in the sky and can actually be blinding because of the angle that it's coming at you. That's a long one. Try that one several times. And the last one? So yeah, I suppose I do use them fairly often actually. Okay, very good. Good job. Let's look at question 2. So again, we've highlighted the words that are important and we're going to stress those words, and also the underlined words where we're going to say them quite quickly. So, do you spend a lot of money on sunglasses? And notice when we start to tell a story in the middle of this answer, using the past tense. So, I've actually changed my tune on this quite recently. I've changed my tune. That's a good phrase. That means I've changed my opinion. So change your tune is change your opinion. I've actually changed my tune on this quite recently. I'd always thought that it was absolutely ridiculous. That it was absolutely ridiculous to spend loads of money. So loads of money on sunglasses. Loads of money on sunglasses. I thought, surely it's just like bags. They all do the same job, and the only difference is the name on the label. Okay, so we're saying that the opinion that we had before, by the way, this is great because you can say, I used to think this, now I think this. But the opinion we had before was, it doesn't matter if sunglasses are like $1 or $1,000, they do the same job, just like bags. But then we continue. And they can be prohibitively expensive as well. So they can be they can be prohibitively expensive as well. But then I went shopping recently and tried on a pair of mid-range sunglasses. So we're stressing mid-range here because this is important for the meaning of the sentence. I tried on a pair of mid-range sunglasses. Actually, this is a true story, and the sunglasses I tried on were these ones. These are the mid-range sunglasses. They're not super, super expensive, but they're not the very cheap ones that I had before. Anyway, and they were so much better than my cheapest chips pair. They were so much better than my cheapest chips pair. Remember, cheapest chips? Very, very low cost. So yeah, I ended up spending a fair bit on them. Not that much. The truth is, not that much. I ended up spending a fair bit on them. Hopefully I won't lose them anytime soon. Okay, so you can see that we've told a story, and that story allows us to give an interesting answer and use some different tenses as well. So this is really good, very, very effective for improving your score. So let's read through one more time. And again, I'm gonna read a sentence, I'll stop, and you can say it. So, I've actually changed my tune on this quite recently. Your turn. Good. I'd always thought that it was absolutely ridiculous to spend loads of money on sunglasses. And by the way, I'd always thought, that's the example of the past perfect. I had always thought. So it's something that was the case in the past, but then later, still in the past, but later, we changed our opinion. I'd always thought. That's a great phrase. I'd always thought something, something, but then I realized something, something. Really good way to spice up your answers. Anyway, sorry, let's continue reading. I'd always thought that it was absolutely ridiculous to spend loads of money on sunglasses. I thought, surely it's just like bags. They all do the same job, and the only difference is the name on the label. So you got an extra chance to practice the first sentence there. And they can be prohibitively expensive as well. But then I recently went shopping and tried on a pair of mid-range sunglasses, and they were so much better than my cheapest chips pair. So yeah, I ended up spending a fair bit on them. Hopefully I won't lose them anytime soon. All right, very good. And make sure if you want to keep practicing these Band 9 answers, you can keep coming back. And the more you practice, of course, the more your score will improve, but also the more your English fluency and your English pronunciation will improve. Now, these answers come from a very special product that we have, which is our IELTS Speaking New Answer Package. And that has all of the latest IELTS speaking questions and Band 9 answers with great vocabulary. And that's available for free if you go to our website. The link is just down here. So make sure you check that out. Now, we do lots of videos like this, and we have a great playlist, the IELTS preparation playlist that you can check out. And if you did like this video and you found it useful, make sure to like and subscribe down here so you don't miss any of our future videos. I'm Francis. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck in your IELTS exam, and see you next time.